Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and man, my brain is fried. This has been a crazy day. There are so many things happening in the market. There are so many stocks that you can make money off of. It's hard to keep track of it all. I mean, there were so many stocks that took off today and had this news and that news, and oh man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I have not experienced anything like this. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this. And I've been trading over 20 years. It is insane what is happening right now. There is so much money to be made. The hardest part is trying to figure out which of like the 100 stocks to pick from. It's crazy. The good news is I fried my brain so that you don't have to. I've done the research. I actually don't have that many stocks to talk about today. It's just, there was so much that happened with the few stocks we do have to talk about. So we're going to get into it. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks on YouTube. I compile all of my analysis into a daily video that I post right here on this channel. I spend hours every day watching YouTube videos so that you don't have to. All you have to do is watch this one video each day, and you will get every single stock pick from the top 10 YouTubers. And all I ask in return is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. All right, before we get started with today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor and none of the YouTubers I follow are financial advisors either. Today's video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Also, for those of you who are wondering, I'm using the Webull desktop app in all of my videos, and it's also the app that I use for trading. Also, today I have switched it to white. Let me know if that's easier for you guys to see. If it makes a significant difference, then we'll go ahead and keep it. If not, we'll switch back to black. Just let me know if the white is easier for you guys to see. All right, let's get into today's stock picks. All right, first up is ACIC. This is a SPAC and they're merging with Archer, which is an American electric air taxi company. Zip Trader mentioned ACIC late Monday night, and he compared it to EHang, ticker symbol EH, which is a Chinese air taxi travel company, whose stock rose from $8 to $129 in a short time span. He also said that Archer already has FAA approval and a partnership with United Airlines, who plans to use Archer's vehicles by 2024. Now, this is a new company in a new industry, so it's really hard to put a price target on ACIC. Think Tesla 20 years ago. For now, though, I'm going to assume that ACIC behaves in much the same way as many other SPACs do, where they typically shoot up on merger announcement and then cool off for about a week before going back up. So if you want to get in ACIC, I would recommend buying on Friday. There's no price points on this one, rather just a buy date, given how SPACs historically perform. Next up is AGTC. This is Applied Genetic Technologies. They're a genomics company. This company took off today after Dr. Dean Investing and my financial friend mentioned it. AGTC is working on genomics cures for blindness and deafness. I'm not even going to begin to understand how their drugs work. If you want the full details, please go watch Dr. Dean Investing's video that he uploaded Tuesday morning. Now, the average analyst price target is $19.75. But as with all pharmaceutical companies, that price target is only good if the company receives FDA approval. And right now, their closest drug is only in phase 1/2 trials, so it's going to be a few years before they are ready to apply for FDA approval. You can do a long-term hold on this, but wait for a large pullback. It might take a few weeks or even a month before we get a large pullback, so just be patient and wait for hype to die down before buying. Now, I'm going to show you the weekly chart. What you're looking for is what happened last time it ran up this much. Last time it took about 2.5 months for the stock to go back down. So again, just be patient and wait before buying. Next up is AQMS, Aqua Metals. This is a lead recycling company. Richard Allen gave us an update today and let us know that AQMS has reached an agreement to lease with the option to buy its plant in Nevada. This will provide additional income for AQMS and allow it to focus on its core business of clean lead recycling. What's really amazing about the way that they structured the lease is that AQMS will be able to continue using their facility at no cost. The agreement will save AQMS $4 million by not having to immediately move all of their equipment. Now, AQMS did drop below its trend line yesterday, but it got back to the trend line today, finishing with an inverse hammer, which is bullish. And you can see that the stock is up 5% after hours. So it looks like this momentum will continue. And since it's right at the trend line right now is a great time to buy. So if you want to buy AQMS, I will give you a buy-under price of $7 and an ideal buy-in price of $6.50. I will also give you a stop-loss price of $5.50. I don't have a price target, just hold until the momentum ends and AQMS drops more than 50% below the trend line. Next up is CCIV. This is a SPAC rumored to be merging with Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is an American EV company and a competitor to Tesla. And well, we can pretty much ignore everything people said before the market opened Tuesday because Reuters released an article that changed everything, and CCIV jumped 40% on the news. Now, the crazy part is that the news was not a merger confirmation. All it was an additional rumor that CCIV is in talks with Lucid Motors. But we already knew that. What we didn't know was how well these negotiations were going, and the Reuters article today basically said that the negotiations were going well. So on that, the stock jumped 40%, ultimately finishing the day up 31%. StockMo reiterated his merger confirmation price target of $60. But if the stock can get to $55 without a confirmation, I think StockMo's price is a little low. So I'm going to give my own price target of $80 once a merger is confirmed. And Ken and Grace went even higher with his price target and gave a $100 price target. So if you're wondering if it's too late to get into CCIV, the answer is no. There's still lots of room for CCIV to run up, unless you ask Larry Jones. He recommends not buying CCIV at this level. He recommends waiting until after the merger confirmation sell-off. What does he mean by that? Well, historically, in the week after a merger confirmation, SPACs sell off as people take profits, and then they run up again going into the merger date. So Larry Jones is recommending that you wait until about a week after the merger confirmation and then buy the dip. And if you are risk adverse, I would recommend you follow Larry's strategy. Now, if you were already in CCIV, pretty much everybody recommends taking some profits right now. I sold my CCIV today, Larry Jones sold some of his, Richard Allen sold some of his, and ZipTrader also recommends selling some of yours. Next up is CLOV. This is Clover Health, and this is a Medicare Advantage provider. ZipTrader said last night that CLOV has been beat down by short sellers lately. It is way undervalued. Keep in mind that SmartTrader did not think this would get below $13, and look where it's at now. ZipTrader gave a price target of $20, while SmartTrader gave a price target of $30. But ZipTrader recommends waiting for the stop to stop getting beat up by short sellers before buying. In other words, wait for it to bottom out before getting in. So when will the bottom be? Well, it's hard to tell since it's artificially being pushed down right now, but it does look like we have a floor at around $10.20. So if I see CLOV get down below $10.50, I am going to load up. But honestly, you don't even need to wait that long. This is already at a great price. Next up is DBX. This is Dropbox, and Chris Sain talked about DBX last night. He said that even though this has already gone up a little bit, they have earnings coming up this week. He said that you should be holding going into earnings, and if DBX drops below $22 after earnings, you should buy more. Personally, I'm going to increase my price point slightly since this has maintained its upward momentum. I'm going to give a buy-under price of $24.50 and an ideal buy-in price of $24. I'm also going to give a stop-loss price of $23. Now, I know that's higher than what Chris Sain gave, but because this is trading based upon momentum, if it drops below $23, that means the momentum has been lost, and that's when you'll want to sell. By the way, all of these price targets apply leading into earnings on Thursday. Everything will change after earnings. Next up is EH. This is EHang, and they're a Chinese air travel company. ZipTrader said EH was overvalued at $133 a share. But now that a short seller report just came out and EH dropped over 60% today, now is a great opportunity to buy. This is a recovery play. Recovery plays are when stocks overreact to negative news and then rebound back up. Not necessarily to all-time highs, but quite a bit. ZipTrader gave an $80 price target. Just keep in mind it's already up 20% after hours, so make sure to buy this one as soon as possible before it recovers. Now, if you don't have access to pre-market trading, you'll want to get Webull, which gives you access to pre-market trading starting at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you sign up and deposit just $100, Webull will give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850. Just make sure to use my link in the description below to get that offer. Next up is NIO. This is a Chinese EV manufacturer. StockMo reviewed NIO's chart today and compared it to Lee's and XPeng's. What he showed was that NIO chart is looking much better than the LI and XPEV charts. NIO is also looking to enter the US market, and StockMo thinks that could happen in about 5 years. I will also tell you that this chart is beautiful with a perfect upward momentum trend line, and the price is right at the bottom of the trend line. Now is the perfect time to buy NIO. Next up is PLTR. This is Palantir, and they're a data analytics company. ZipTrader mentioned PLTR Monday night before earnings. He said that if they get beat down on earnings, then he sees it as a buying opportunity to buy more. And well, that's what happened when PLTR went down over 12% today. Now personally, I would have liked to have seen PLTR hold its trend line, but obviously that didn't happen. Typically, when we get this beat down post earnings, the stock will either rise back up and retest the trend line, or it will trade flat for a while. Either way, I agree with ZipTrader that you're getting a great deal on PLTR right now. Just make sure this is a long-term hold for you, because I don't expect any quick price movements on this stock. Next up is RIOT. This is a Bitcoin miner. ZipTrader increases price target on RIOT to $95 today. Next up is SENS. This is Senseonics, and they're an implantable blood sugar glucose monitoring manufacturer. Ken and Grace mentioned SENS today, reminding people that they are presenting on February 25th, which could be another catalyst for the company. Ken and Grace recommends buying this at regular intervals. This is a long-term hold, so I don't have any price targets. Just work on building a position over time as your financial situation allows. Next up is SOS. This is SOS Limited, and they're a Bitcoin miner. Larry Jones mentioned SOS Monday night. Now, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get this one to you guys. The video came in after I started recording, but I do have some good news for you. Larry Jones says that he owns SOS, and he bought more on a dip. He believes that you can make money buying at current levels, and he gave a $14 price target, which it hit today. Now, it's really hard to tell how far hype will go on this stock. It could be like BNGO, which ran up 300% in 3 days, and then proceeded to run up another 500% over the next 2 months. Or it could immediately drop back down like TLRY did. It's really hard to tell. Larry Jones did increase his price target to $28 Tuesday after the close, so he still believes this has room to run. Also, Larry Jones told his viewers that he will be buying more SOS after Tuesday's run-up. Ken and Grace also recommended buying SOS, although he said to be careful due to the high volatility. He recommended pulling your original investment out as soon as possible and then letting your profits ride. That way you're guaranteed not to lose money. Typically, people will pull their original investment out once a stock has run up 50% or 100%. And I like Ken and Grace's way of playing SOS the best, so that's what I'm going to recommend you guys do also. Next up is STPK. This is a SPAC, and they're merging with Stem. Stem is the first public company that is a pure play in smart energy storage. Specifically, they use AI to optimize energy usage by automatically switching between battery power, on-site generation such as solar, and grid power. This in turn can save corporations and governments millions of dollars in energy savings. Ted Inside gave an update today, since it's been about a month since he last mentioned the stock. The stock was up today because Jim Cramer mentioned STPK on Friday and spoke with the CEO. The snowstorms this past weekend knocked out power to millions of people, and Stem's technology can significantly reduce those power outages. Dead Inside really likes this stock, and Jim Cramer went crazy over it. Dead Inside reiterated his $100 price target on STPK. Now, personally, I think STPK will top out at around $60 pre-merger before selling off post-merger. and then going back up towards Dead Inside's $100 price target. I'm not going to give you any price points on this one because I think at this point, this is best played as a long-term hold rather than a swing trade. And with all long-term holds, your buy-in price isn't super important. Next up is TLRY. This is Tilray, and they're an MMJ stock. ZipTrader mentioned TLRY late Monday night, and it popped today, which I thought it might given the inverse hammer we had on Friday. So what does this mean for the future of TLRY? Well, I think it means upward momentum with lots of volatility. If you want to buy TLRY, get ready for some serious roller coaster action. This is now above our buy-under price, but keep in mind that my buy-under price was set based upon trying to determine a bottom, which we got on Friday. From here, I think TLRY would make a great day trade given the large price movement swings we see intraday. I also think this could be good for a somewhat long-term hold, say a month or two. But as a swing trade, it's really hard to play this because of volatility. So if you didn't get in on Friday or Tuesday, then I would recommend either day trading it, holding it longest term, or just ignoring it and finding another play. I will let you know that after the market close, ZipTrader gave a price target of $70, which I think is reasonable for a 1 to 2 months out. Next up is WBA. This is Walgreens, and Chris Sain gave an update on WBA today. This has already run up massively. While Chris Sain sees more positive catalysts for WBA, he does recommend waiting for a dip to buy more. Keep in mind that I had a buy-under price on this of $40, so this plays over until we get a dip. Now regarding where that dip might be, I would say once it gets near this upward trend line. So I'm going to give you a new buy-under price of $47, an ideal buy-in price of $46, and a stop-loss price of $44. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. There were so many opportunities to make money Tuesday. Comment down below how well you did Tuesday, and let me know what your favorite stock pick is for Wednesday. And if you want to get some free stocks, sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. That's going to give you 2 free stocks. They're also going to give me 1 free stock, so it helps you out and also helps the channel out. And finally, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.